Hey, what's up everyone? I am back. It has been a while, but I'm going to catch up on the Big Brother Canada 3 recaps. If I had a co-host, I'd probably be more on top of it, but I just got busy with a college test and all that. But I'm back to catch up on those. So I think where I left off was right before Neha got evicted in the instant eviction, which has been quite a while ago. But so I'll start with that episode, I guess, and just go from there. The only thing I didn't like about that twist was the fact that Kevin had to make his nominations on the spot. I think he should have, if they would have gave him a few days, since they weren't evicting right after he made his nominations, it would have been better. I think nominations should have stayed the same, and then he just right after he made his nominations, Arissa came up and was like, "Oh, it's an instant eviction," because then Neha might not left, and an actually big move would have been made. But I do think it was in the end the best move for Kevin. However, I don't know. I just didn't really like the whole twist, and Big Brother Canada 3 is, I really think, screwing up the season with all these twists. It's lacking gameplay because of it. A lot of them don't allow that, don't allow people to actually campaign to save them, which is the best aspect of the game in my opinion. Because if we didn't have that, we never would have had Dr. Will, who that's the only reason he ever won was because he campaigned to save himself week in and week out. He didn't win competitions or anything like that. So I don't really like all these twists so far. So yeah, so Neha leaves, instant eviction, and then Brittany wins their HOH, and that was just the worst HOH I've seen since. She made it seem like this big plan to backdoor Greg, but Greg really wasn't that big of a target in my opinion. She could have taken out. I think Bobby, who was on the block with them, would have been a way better person to take out that week instead of Greg. But or Bruno, but no one thinks Bruno was doing anything at that point. So, which they probably regretted not taking a swing at him instead of Greg the next week. But yeah, I mean everyone loved her HOH, and it was good in the fact that she had a plan and she did everything to foresee that. But other than that, it was pretty awful in my opinion, and she let it go through her head, and Sarah and Johnny did too, and luckily they let it go to their head more than her, and she was able to kind of skate back into the shadows of them. But they were freaking idiots. If you're not HOH, then don't act like you are. Don't get blood on your hands if you don't have to. And let Brittany do her rants and get on people's bad sides and keep your name out of it. Pretty much is my opinion on that. So that happens, and Greg goes up. Johnny uses the POV on Kevin, of course. I actually think Kevin is playing a really good game. He just got screwed off from the beginning, but if he can kind of skate back into the shadows, which is going to be harder to do since he's in a showman's with Pee-wee, but he picked a good person to be in a showman's with. If they can just make it past a few weeks, because Ashley and Zach would always be a bigger target in the house than they would. So he has to try to lay low as much as he can and hopefully get a few weeks where he's not actually, his name isn't being brought up as a target to go on the block. And if he can go back to that, then he has a distance to go really far. If he can just keep working his social angles and make sure like the people that win HOH are actually in good with him. He just had bad luck to this point, I think. So that happens. So Greg goes home, not a big loss. And then now we'll get recently on these 3 episodes this week, which is what I really wanted to talk about. So Bruno wins. Everyone was like, "Oh, he cheated, he cheated, he cheated." Um, but we didn't hear him say the rules, so and they would have DQ'd him, I think, if it was really against it. It's just another thing where production plays a hand in the game. Really, they should have clear cut rules like you can help people out or you can't. But I can see how it's unfair, but still, I mean, Big Brother's unfair in itself. So Bruno wins, and Bruno puts up Sarah and Johnny, which is good nominations. Those are his biggest threats at this point in the game. So I think it was a really good nomination for him. And then the whole veto twist, which was stupid. And I would have loved to see him get out Zach, but I don't think it was the best move for him at that point. I think he did make a good move, unless of course Zach takes a stab in this week. But Newport went down, way down on my list this week because they're already acting as if they're running everything just because they talk to everyone. But that's going to catch up to them. People are going to catch on. People already are, and now they're going to be Shield 2.0 in a way that they're going to be probably out before the Shield even got out. I don't even think either of them might even make. What did Peter made Final Five? Or I think it might have been Final Five. Peter made Final Five, and I don't even know if I see either of them making it that far now. I've been hearing, spoiler alert. So stop the video now if you don't want to hear this. But I've been hearing people saying that JP was willing to go up on a pawn as a pawn, which is absolutely stupid in my opinion. They're gonna have some kind of fight, but people are catching on to JP's game, and he's a smart guy. When you're a smart guy, people know it. They voted him most likely to win in that little stupid thing they did. So why people know that you have a chance to win this game? So why would you volunteer to go up on the block? Because you think you have the numbers when there's no need to really. There's no need at all to just put the people up you want gone. Don't try to do this elaborate plan. They're trying to be great in a sense, but it's a little too early for that in my opinion. And it would be hilarious if Jordan got evicted, especially because they don't know someone's coming back in yet. And that could screw up their whole plan. So with all these twists this season, I think it's just dumb for them to even take that risk when it's not necessary. Not necessary at this point. And I think it's going to really screw them over. So it's going to be funny to watch. That'd be the only reason I would actually want to see Newport split up if Zach is dumb enough to put up his alliance member and he gets sent home because of it. That'd be great. That'd be great TV in my opinion. But another thing is they all shared the same sequester house, so all of them know about. So for Johnny, I don't know if they'll fill him in or not, but everyone knows about the chop shop and all that, so it'd be interesting to see how the house completely changes when someone goes back in. I really wanted to make this video longer, but I guess I don't know. There hasn't been a lot going on this season. Unanimous votes to evict. It's kind of boring. Everyone's afraid that they're going to be a target, even though they're already a target, which is really dumb. There's only 11 people left in the house, and then one more's coming back. But at this point, you have to start making enemies. You're not going to be able to go the whole time without making a few enemies. And pretty much the whole alliance is the whole house is in an alliance together, and that's what I find funny. You can't be in an alliance with everyone because eventually you're going to have to either vote someone out or you're going to have to evict someone. So everyone and people continue to make fake alliances, and then they're like, "Oh, I can't believe my alliance is fake." If you're making fake alliances, odds are everyone else is. So odds are there's probably no true alliances in the house. And I think that's what's going to catch Jordan and Zach are going to get caught up in, because everyone's going to start to realize, wait, these are the two guys that are in the center of all these alliances that are being made. They're in every single thing. We have to get them out. So I think at this point Godfrey and Peely have the best chance at winning this game just because they're on no one's radar. They're gonna be the people that go to jury for sure. Those are the only two people I can see making jury for sure. And Willow, because she's just irrelevant in every single aspect of the word. I would like to see Zach get evicted, JP start working with Kevin more, and Ashley, JP, Kevin, and Peely really start running the game and make a run for it. I think they could be a good alliance if they set their mind to it and just really worked with other people too. I wouldn't mind seeing Bruno in that, but I don't know. It's just a weird season in my opinion. I'm not too fond of it so far. Everyone says the feeds are super boring. The shows are not really entertaining. I don't see any game talk in these shows whatsoever. Besides, oh, I just made a fake alliance with so and so, and they made a fake alliance with me. That's the only gameplay I see in this show at all. Everything else is made on a personal decision or on a whim. Or I mean, getting rid of Johnny. Sure, he's a competitor, but he's going to be a target for everyone week in and week out. Why didn't they take out Sarah? In my opinion, they should have just took her out. And Johnny did great campaigning. Let me say, if I was Zach and Kevin, I would have been more likely to take Sarah out. But I understand they're all playing a scared game. They don't want to be associated with anyone who's going to be a target because it's going to put a target on their back. Instead of looking at how can this person help me, they're looking at how can this person hurt me. And I think that's why there's so many fake alliances and people are turning on each other left and right. And that's not a good way to play the game. You need to position yourself with people that you're going to be loyal to, but make sure you're on the bottom of the pecking order and use them to go after your targets and use them to create controversy and get the things you want done, and then watch them get picked off one by one and not be afraid for them to go, but not be afraid to keep them when you need them as well. I think that's the issue this season, and that everyone's just so afraid to do anything or to be seen as a threat, when really, in reality, one person's going home every week. Odds are, it could be you. So stop being afraid and just start making moves and start playing the game. These people are just great. Like, if I was in the House, I would have just thrown a vote the other way just to start controversy. No one's going to know who it's going to be. Unless you're Kevin. I wouldn't do it if I was Kevin, but if I wanted Kevin out, I would throw the vote. People are going to think it's him. He's gone. Do something to make this season better. But that's pretty much all I have. It's a short video, but I just wanted to do one. It's all kind of a blur in my mind since I haven't been up to date with them, but I'll do more and they'll be better. But for now, that's all I have. So thank you and good night.